All right, good morning, everyone. The purpose of today's masterclass is to overcome any limiting beliefs about the power of modern business networking. And when I say modern business networking, I mean everything's changed. So I hope you will open up your mind to the wealth building power of business networking using new strategies for networking any way you like it. That's offline or online, or my preference is a balanced combination of the two, and with our multi-purpose networking strategies for compound interest networking. Now, before I share today's masterclass compilation recording, let me say today I'll be using the influence of the master Warren Buffett to help you grow your business and your income exponentially in 2020. Now, according to the billionaire Warren Buffett, the key to success is going to bed a little smarter each day. He says it's a basic suggestion, but like a good investment, it holds the power of compounding interest. So compounding interest can be used to describe multiple things in multiple ways. So in the hope of helping all of you go to bed a little smarter, I wish to make a quick point for the younger people in our audience. Whenever I find myself speaking to a group of entrepreneurs and business leaders of all ages, I notice that often the younger members of the audience see me as a mature man who may be slightly past his prime when they look only at me from the outside in. From the inside out, however, I look at a man who has helped many people create massive wealth and still knows how to do that and sees himself as a 21-year-old hungry for more networking collaborations. I'll never forget my 28th birthday. That's the day when I thought, I'm getting old. And I'll never forget saying to my father, "Hey, Dad, I'm 28, but I still feel like I'm 21. He looked at me and said, "And you always will." With those 4 words, he instantly instilled that belief system in me, which I still carry to this day. Folks, in my mind, I'm 21 years old, and I don't know how I just celebrated my 40th wedding anniversary. So I know that your belief systems, too, can either be empowering or they can be limiting. For the past 30 years, I've been helping entrepreneurs and business leaders of all kinds create hundreds of millions of dollars of wealth with their ideas through networking, communication, and speaking on small stages to small groups of business leaders offline and online. I learned from Tony Robbins 25 years ago. Our beliefs create the maps that guide us toward our goals and give us the power to take action. Our limiting beliefs can cause us to miss out on the things that we want most, and our empowering beliefs can drive us toward the life we want to live. Today, my mission is to help you create the belief system that massive wealth is waiting for you right under your feet, just waiting for you to learn how to tap right into it. And I call that simple networking done right. For example, I belong to more than one Chamber of Commerce networking group, and recently one of my chamber executives told me about an upcoming networking event with a speaker from the Tony Robbins organization. Well, that reminded me of the 3-day event and the fire walk that I took 25 years ago. I walked across the coals. Tony goes to great lengths to demonstrate that the only difference between success and failure is your mindset. And he's right. Anything you truly believe you can do, you can do. So here at Cross Group Networking, we also go to great lengths to expand your success mindset exponentially with compound interest thinking and compound interest networking. So today, I'm going to demonstrate success stories to motivate you to create your core mindset and empowering beliefs in multi-purpose networking, designed to allow anyone, including you, to fulfill your purpose in life. To that end, my partner and I, we both believe in lifelong learning. So we decided to learn how my 30 years of real-world mentoring held up today in the Harvard Business School Managed Mentoring Program, because I agree with constant and never-ending improvement. My core purpose has been in having and teaching how to have a wonderful life of networking with people all across all groups, all ages, all races, and sexes. And I promise you are going to want to stay tuned all the way to the end, because that's when you're going to learn about my free interview offer. I want to be able to interview you for free. My LinkedIn interviews and ambassador interviews, which I record, are an ideal networking conversation with you, which I can show you how to put on autopilot with high visibility networking media marketing to create your own compound interest networking results with my company, Cross Group Networking. So, right now, let me invite you to stay tuned for the best parts of some of my recent master classes, which are all designed to make you money, save you money, or promote your career. Let's get started. Okay, here we go. I'm recording specifically the audio of our masterclass for everyone who is maybe too busy or thinks that they are not good at video. I want to assure you there's many ways to attract new clients, enroll new clients. Even if you're not good at video, there's video screencast. You don't have to be on camera. There's audio. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to record the audio for everybody who's really very busy today. So let me say, I'm Mike Hayes. People are still joining us. Great to see so many of you, by the way, again, since our networking event, and people I haven't met before here. And it's really great to get together again, even if it's not in person this time. So, as I said earlier before I started the recording, I'm Mike Hayes. And as I've explained, I've been helping entrepreneurs, business leaders, and more sell between $200 to $300 million worth of products collectively, products and services, over the past 30 years of networking, media, and marketing. This masterclass is about you and attracting and enrolling more high-paying clients into your business. Today we're putting our spotlight on simple networking success. But I'm also going to share the growth potential for lifelong success with high visibility networking. Rather than me telling you why I'd like you to partner with us, I prefer to let our clients from my dream team of experts, including my networking partners, Veronica Kolobab, Sunil Bhaskaran, Mary Sloan, plus my media partners like David DeLue and Darren Peck and more. Now, since Veronica and I are preparing for our half-day networking event coming up, let me introduce you first to Eric Anderson. Let you decide if you're in the right place and if you want to stay all the way to the end to learn both simple networking plus high visibility and compound interest networking. Now, folks, I got to be honest with you. Most people who think they understand networking don't. And most people who think they understand how to grow into the role of a networking influencer don't. So let me make this crystal clear about why I'm inviting you to consider partnering with us. Just listen to Eric Anderson. His success makes my point for you.
I agree with you 100%. Through networking and these networking breakfasts and networking dinners, we literally were able to take lab stuff from a company that had 0 clients to grossing about $150,000 per month. And that was all through networking. So we literally took this company from something that was nothing to great success. The business is still going. It's another lab acquired it. And that was within a year and a half. That's pretty remarkable. That doesn't happen. You don't build a business within a year and a half and have somebody interested in acquiring that business. It doesn't happen. It's unheard of. And that's all through networking. So you're 100% correct. Yes.
Now, just so you know, coming up, you'll be able to join my partner, Veronica Kolobab, and me in a half-day masterclass to learn more about how more people who you'll hear from in this masterclass raise themselves up from failure to success exclusively through networking. And you may love the very next simple networking success story that I'll share with you, even more than Eric's. But first, let me address something else. If you're thinking that local networking isn't a big enough game for you, I'd like to dispel that myth for you right now. Guys, I pride myself on using my broadcast background to do webinars that are really packed with content. My goal is to squeeze in 2 or 3 hours of content into as little as 1 hour whenever I can. Right now, I'm going to talk about the compound interest networking strategy, our number one strategy, and our workout. the high visibility networking rockstar mindset. It starts with a head for client attraction mindset, having that. This is a workout, okay? As it says right here, this is a 3-step workout. You want to start with a head, which focuses on your mindset. And just like in exercise, you have to have a strong core to support your workout, your exercise program. And number 3, the lower body is for action and accountability. And we're going to discuss all 3. Now, as I said, my core purpose has been in having and teaching how to have a wonderful life of networking with people across all groups, ages, races, and sexes. Simple business networking done right can become an income geyser. To make rockstar money, you need a rockstar mindset and the Warren Buffett strategy about compound interest. What can a high visibility networking mindset with a compound interest strategy do for you, your business, and your 2020 income growth? If you don't know the difference between simple interest and compound interest, here's a graph from Inc. magazine. Let's say that right now you have a monthly income of only $1,000 per month. To raise yourself up from $1,000 a month to $100,000 or more per year from networking, you're going to need a compound interest networking strategy. And with the right networking strategy, I know many people in my sphere who are earning $1 million a year and more from networking. First key is cross-group networking to gain financial success from networking so you can begin to promote that success to attract even more networking success. So let's start simply, okay? Let's say this little star right here represents you today out there all alone. Maybe you're a solopreneur, an entrepreneur, or an up-and-coming business leader. To start simply, you're feeling alone. How do you get from where you are using the hidden wealth under your feet to get up here to high visibility networking? What does the journey look like? Well, first of all, you do have to have a strategy. So here's the star, and here's our strategy for you. We're going to use the strategy to show you how to go from here using the hidden wealth to take you up to where the high visibility networking influencers grow their incomes. Here we are at the start of our journey all alone. First thing you do in networking is meet one other person, maybe at a networking mixer. But you need to understand there's more to meeting that one person than meets the eye. That one person knows other people. Can you visualize networking as your own networking geyser? That's how you can begin immediately to tap into the geyser of wealth right underneath your feet. When you employ the soft networking skills of meeting people, you begin simply by meeting one new person with the goal of simply turning them into a friend and a friend in commerce. Because once you get to know them as a friend in commerce, pretty soon you can turn them into a fan in commerce, and then a raving fan in commerce who gives you unlimited referrals. Because that one person knows other people, and this is how you begin to tap into that geyser of wealth right underneath your feet. Now let's look at what happens when you employ our cross-group networking activities with our compound interest networking strategies. That one person suddenly, maybe you invite them to go to a networking meeting with you, and the two of you go, you begin to grow your networking exponentially. Look what happens when you employ that strategy. Just like with interest, suddenly that group multiplies and doubles. So you need to keep networking and employ our high visibility promotion strategy to begin to grow your success exponentially as a networking influencer. That's the key to compound interest, is doubling the interest on your money or the interest in you. How do you keep doubling the interest in you? You keep networking, keep growing the networking, and employ the right strategy to be able to do it. You become the networking star that everyone else is attracted to your success because you promote your networking success. This is the core of the networking strategy, and this is the core of our workout focus. This is your core right here, cross-group networking. Now, let's look at our high visibility networking strategy number 2. You can now become a networking VIP influencer. Today, I've evolved. I'm still using my experiences at NBC in New York, CNN, and covering small and medium-sized business expos and media trade shows. But now I'm doing it much more as Main Street networking to help smaller businesses too. So for those of you listening to the audio, this cross-group networking masterclass, I explained before we started the recording how to use the chat function of Zoom when I started the Zoom meeting and use it for online networking and speed networking on Zoom, on Facebook, and YouTube Live video recording. This way, if you're still too busy to join a Zoom meeting, you can listen by phone or in your car or walk in the beach. That's the beauty of audio. And then if you like what you hear, you can see the visuals that I'll be sharing and referring to at Cross Group Networking. If you are an entrepreneur, business leader, coach, or author, or you wish to be soon, or if you're currently struggling, more importantly today, to attract and enroll new clients, believe me, you are in the right place. This masterclass solves that. Have you been unable to get what I call the initial traction? That's the hardest thing to get, to grow your audience, to get found, get heard, and get hired, and most importantly, at the rate that you deserve. If you've been struggling, I can relate. I've had my ups and downs. I understand your frustration. I've been down, had to come back. I'll explain that. But my 30-year career has allowed me to become an expert at client attraction and client enrollment in multiple disciplines. We're all different. So that's why I love to customize programs so we can find a fit for anybody, get in where you fit in. That's why I created Cross-Group Networking, Media, and Branding Agency. And most importantly, for people who are brand new, maybe the free Public Relations Club. We customize programs so I can help businesses of all sizes. If you're here, I can help you with client attraction, client enrollment, networking, media, branding, and marketing, plus media presentations of all kinds, and media and really even in-person presentations. I love to use networking success stories using our Dream Team Networking, client success stories, case studies, and successful events. So I want you to know that's what I'm going to cover today, while also explaining something revolutionary. And this is going to boggle your mind. What is a networking influencer? Well, if you go online and search the term influencer, here's the definition. An influencer is an individual who has the power to affect the purchase decisions of others because of his or her authority, knowledge, position, or relationship with his or her audience. An individual who has a following in a particular niche which they actively engage with. That's an influencer. Today we're going to talk about influencers of all kinds, but particularly networking influencers. I'm going to prove and demonstrate for you in multiple ways that at Cross Group Networking, we have cracked the code of the highly successful networking influencers, and we've done it using our compound interest networking plan. In order to grow your audience faster, I invented this brand new and unique way to create massive interest in you and your offer with my principle, compound interest networking. This comes from my company, Cross Group Networking and Cross Group Media. Guys, I want to help you grow from wherever you are today, starting with simple networking done right, and taking that up to compound interest networking, media, and marketing, to raise yourself up to high visibility networking and media. Now, let me square up with you right now, because I know I'm introducing something pretty new. Even if you have a healthy skepticism right now and you're wondering, does this plan of using compound interest networking to become a highly successful influencer compare favorably to investors like Warren Buffett, who uses compound interest investing to become a highly successful investor? Yes, it does. And this is according to Inc. magazine, who writes, quote, Focusing on compounding your skills can bring the same level of returns to all areas of your life. Here's more of what Inc. magazine has to say about this. As an investor, Warren Buffett, one of the richest people in the world, took a different approach, playing the long game with the seemingly simple technique of compound interest. In finance, compound interest simply means effectively earning interest on interest. Compound interest is such a powerful yet neglected idea that Albert Einstein famously called it the eighth wonder of the world and added, "He who understands it earns it, he who doesn't pays it." Which side of that equation do you want to be on? As long as you put it to work, stick with your habits, and focus on the future like Buffett and his investments, you'll be guaranteeing huge returns on the time you invest. Unquote, Inc. magazine. Now, folks, that's pretty powerful. Cross-group networking seeks out the advice of the world-class experts and use the ideas like those of Warren Buffett with our plan teaching you today called compound interest networking. But I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. My job is to first demonstrate to you through our success stories that there are far, far greater opportunities with simple local networking than you may realize. Most people look at networking the way Nicole Coble did before she started working on her networking mindset with our team. Nicole's life was transformed from sitting on the sidelines at networking mixers to becoming a multi-million-dollar generating networking influencer simply by learning the ropes from our networking dream team partner, Veronica Kolobab.
Veronica really brought me into networking. I had zero experience with it before I met her. For me, it helped me to meet new people, bring in new business. I go to a lot of different events. I set up events.
Has it been financially valuable to you, what you learned from Veronica?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I used to be a nurse. I didn't know anything about networking. I didn't know anything about growing. Financially, nurses make decent money. But once I got into this new position, now I have grown the office that I'm in now from everything that I have learned through networking and marketing and development. I have literally grown my business millions of dollars in a few short months.
So let me get this straight. You went from being a nurse and maybe liking internet, but you made a transition to use networking to take you to millions of dollars of additional sales or income?
Yes.
That's quite a jump. That's quite a change. So it's been a real life changer for you.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, what would you say to somebody that maybe they're sitting in a job and they have a glass ceiling of on their income, or they want to break out from where they are? How valuable is it to really learn the skill of networking today? Maybe they're insecure about networking. What kind of encouragement would you give them about maybe how long it takes to learn, or what the potential is, or why it's worth learning?
For me, I was very much an introvert. So it was very scary for me for marketing events. And I would go sit in a corner and not talk to anybody. It was very scary. So for anybody out there that is like I used to be, yeah, it's very scary. But once you go to these things and you start making friends, that's what I did to begin with. I just started going. Once I got comfortable going, I just made friends. And then from there, I got more and more comfortable opening up, slowly learned that meeting new people isn't that scary. And it's actually kind of fun and exciting. And it opened up so many different doors. I'm part of quite a few organizations now. I know now that it doesn't matter what I want to do, I'll always have a job, because I know so many people that if I lost my job for whatever reason tomorrow, or if I decided I wanted to quit because I wasn't happy anymore, I could have a new job within a week. So for anybody that's sitting there in an office scared to lose their job, not happy, wants to do something different with their life, that right there is so invaluable. Knowing that you have friends in high places, that you can have a new job doing something better is an amazing way to feel for me, because I have 2 kids, and it used to be very scary for me because I knew I had to have a paycheck. I had to have a job. So there was a point when I was a nurse that I was scared to do anything else, and now I'm not scared anymore.
Why should you want to become a networking influencer too? Because it's far easier than you may think, especially today. Networking influencers. Here's the key. Playing both the short game with simple networking success can then multiply that success exponentially with the long game of compound interest networking in order to become a high visibility networking influencer. If you are not trying to become a high visibility networking influencer, even in your town or group or community, you're really not in the game. You're simply on the sidelines, a wishful thinking wannabe observer. It's time to get into the game. That simply means that instead of relying exclusively on simple networking growth, you will, and I use this pun, compound the interest in you and your skills with high visibility promotion of your networking success. Think about that. Compound your networking success with promotions of your networking success. Doesn't that make sense? Networking influencers effectively earn interest on interest by using high visibility media and marketing about their networking successes. Ever hear of people like Oprah Winfrey, Donald Trump, who I interviewed back when he was a Democrat, the Kardashians, Tony Robbins? Well, these are just a few of the hundreds of top earners, love them or hate them, who I've interviewed over the years to develop our networking plans from actual proven success stories. I mean, why waste your time trying to reinvent the wheel? To what purpose, especially if you're struggling? In fact, that may be why you're struggling. You're just trying to reinvent the wheel. Compound interest networking is what I'm doing this minute and teaching it to you at the same time today, right here, right now. Over today's masterclass, I'll be sharing networking success stories, audio and video interviews I've done, not only with our Dream Team clients to assure you that you too can learn to love networking if you learn the right mindset about it, but also with some high visibility top influencers. Now, let me share this video that you're watching. This comes directly from our recent, hugely successful networking and speed networking event that we put on at Capital One Cafe in Walnut Creek. So as you can see for yourself, here are the amazing benefits of structured networking. Structured networking, where we help control the situation for you. With structure, we allowed people to meet one-to-one in person with dozens of prospects. Some may have even met with 100 or more. I created this high visibility networking event using cross-group media networking to promote everyone's networking success. Guys, I prepared a lot of content for you to try to make this really a power pack masterclass. And as you can see from this video from our recent Main Street networking event, I put on this networking event as a local happening in Walnut Creek. Now, take a look at the faces of these people. This is what is so great. This is doing business and having fun at the same time. As you can see for yourself, look at them. They're fully engaged in one-to-one networking. They're smiling, they're having fun, they're making new friendships in commerce that can last a year, 10 years, 20 years, and longer. And once you have friends in commerce, guess what? Before long, you turn them into fans in commerce, even raving fans that can provide you never-ending referrals. Think about that. What would your life be like with never-ending referrals from raving fans in commerce? For 30 years, I've been attracting big audiences like you're seeing. for meetups, for networking meetups, and you're only seeing the second floor. We packed both floors of the Capital One Cafe on Main Street in Walnut Creek, California, with excited entrepreneurs and business professionals who wish to promote their careers and grow their incomes with networking. You might think seeing is believing. That's why I'm showing you this, but I've also learned that believing is seeing. And I want you to develop a belief system that networking done right can do great things for you and your business. So in our masterclass today, you're going to learn not only how to enroll new high-paying clients, like using our simple networking system that is done correctly. You're also going to learn that your network is your net worth. Quite a few people continue to join us today. I see, welcome Josh from our chat box. Josh, I see you're a financial planner in Livermore. Yeah, when you join us, if you're late, please tell us where you're coming from. We understand and respect that. We're all busy today, no worries. One more quick point, Josh, as an aside. You're also going to be learning about our unique high visibility spotlight specifically for financial planners like you, because there's no compliance issues to worry about. That's almost unheard of. And Allison, I see you're a business coach in Miami. Wonderful. Thanks. Glad you could join us. When you join, let us know who you are in the chat box. Folks, we're going to get into more, and there's a lot coming up still. This is almost like a radio show. I have so much content packed in here, and that's probably because I've been a radio producer for 30 years. So grab some paper for your notes, because I'm going to give you some unique free client attraction strategies that you'll want to write down to attract more clients, generate referrals for your business. And if you've not already done so, you can also register at Free Public Relations Club so you can continue to receive free ongoing 2 to 3 minute coaching videos from me and our team. There's no better time in American history than right now to live your passion and share your gifts with the world. You know, for the last 100 years in the industrial age, the human spirit, our voices, and our passions have really become suppressed. And most recently, that's true because of the online noise. It's very hard to get found, get heard, and get hired. Now, though, is your opportunity to play a higher role, serve that higher purpose you've been longing for, and earn a higher income. And now you can do so working with our networking dream team to help you. The truth is, most entrepreneurs, business leaders, coaches, authors, experts, speakers are really trading their time for dollars. They're a prisoner of the system that they created, and they're really chained to their desk with a phone attached to their ear often. And the real tragedy is that they haven't created the lifestyle they wanted and really deserved. As I promised earlier, let me explain more about how understanding our networking principles, how this will help you grow your network and grow your network with both simple business networking plus compound interest networking. Our networking principle is that growing your network with simple business networking works the same as growing the net worth of your bank account. As I hope you know, you can grow your bank account dollar by dollar working with simple interest, or you can grow your net worth exponentially with compound interest. I hope you're learning today how our Dream Team clients have grown their principal incomes dramatically with simple business networking done right. And secondly, I'm going to teach you how compounding interest in your networking works like compounding interest on your money. Now, just to demonstrate that I understand the frustrations that most of you are definitely feeling about attracting new clients, I want to help you personally, help you improve your clarity about improving the first impression you make using your short, positive introduction. And of course, to become a VIP influencer, you first need to network with the networking VIP influencers. Especially for high visibility networking, you need to associate with media like local happenings. If you want to reach consumers in Contra Costa, Solano, and Napa counties, or if you're more interested in B2B, how would you like to reach nearly 50,000 Chamber of Commerce members? Then you need to associate yourself, as our agency does, through the chamber link. So if I promise to show you the exact way that you can 10x your client attraction networking results, we spend a few more minutes with me so I can show you how. I network with six-figure transformational entrepreneurs and business leaders. And if you want to become one, you need to network with them too. Just as a reminder, because I know it's a learning curve, but over the past 30 years, thousands of worldwide clients of mine have earned between $200 to $300 million collectively. Despite that, and despite being an introvert with adult onset dyslexia, it's been my honor to have helped many entrepreneurs and many business owners make significant changes in their lives and their businesses. Plus, I've reached many, many more from stages across the country where I've spoken. For about 15 years in the direct response industry, I was known as the network king of high visibility networking for local and global communities. I'll share more with one of the executives I worked with who I helped to grow a community of 10,000 independent contractors right here in the Bay Area. People often ask me how I could possibly create both large audiences and friendships and commerce at the same time. My bio talks about that and how I brought my extensive media marketing experience from NBC New York, CNN in LA, and 20 years in TV infomercials to the worlds of entrepreneurs and business leaders and service businesses. Now let's talk about the do's and don'ts of getting more clients by creating more friendships and making the world a friendlier place. My goal of this masterclass is to partner and collaborate with you in changing the world. Today, I want to talk about how we can do that better together in 2020. I am virtually sure, and I believe I have the most time-honored and sure-footed plan to make 2020 your best year yet. And I mean that not only from the bottom of my heart, but from the bottom of my research pile of 5 years of research and development. Positive changes to the world are often done by entrepreneurs and business leaders. So right now, let me go through a list of some of the biggest do's and don'ts in networking to attract new clients offline and online. Think of the balance that I see like cross-country skiing. A one-legged man was going to have a very difficult time with cross-country skiing because you need a balance between the two. That's how I feel about online and offline networking. You need a balance, not one or the other, both ideally. You need to learn the do's and don'ts that keep you struggling to attract enough new clients. Learning them will help you to avoid these common mistakes. And please, please, please don't rely on the old shotgun elevator pitch, spamming people in person at networking events. All that does is turn everybody off, and you may lose a potential friend in commerce for life. What you want to do is learn systems that will change that for you. And candidly, it's very important to make the changes needed to reach the $10,000 per month financial foundation that is virtually needed to live comfortably in the Bay Area. To do that, it's only common sense that you want to use a proven system that has created the exact networking success stories I've used to create the case study breakdowns that we've used to create our system. Do use the system that has helped entrepreneurs and business leaders across many, many niches because it connects people at a higher level. And you want to use the proven system that elevates you to a higher status with higher visibility and a short positive introduction that causes clients to say yes. Most importantly, use a system that is currently up to date on sharing information about how much you charge in a way people want to receive it today, so you'll feel more comfortable delivering it. And you need to make an important decision. You've already made one very important decision by being here to learn more about the many benefits enjoyed by members of the Free Public Relations Club. And if you're accepted there, you learn about high visibility, cross-group networking to 10x your client attraction. And do learn the 3 most important steps to high visibility, cross-group networking, action, and accountability. This is a simple 3-step system to help you reach a quantum leap in your networking. Even if you thought you hated it in the past, you really, in my opinion, probably just didn't understand it. And do learn to love the system, especially if you've ever feared networking results or wanted one where you can have conversations about becoming friends in commerce, or on a deeper level, even brothers and sisters in commerce, giving each other powerful networking referrals. And this can go on for 5, 10, 15, even 20 years. Learn to network in ways that allow people to happily talk themselves into working with you if there's a good match. Today, I can really only touch on some of these things, but I want to give you a pledge to share more about them at the end of this call and how you and I can talk one-to-one. I think it's vitally important that you do this. Recognize that the world has changed and that today you can make one of the most important decisions of your business life. Today you can make the decision to begin to master the skills needed to 10x your client attractions and stay current. Or are you going to keep struggling because you haven't adapted yet to ongoing learning? Think of what your life can be like if you do. Honestly, even very smart and very talented people are still missing the shift to the modern ways and means of networking to earn $10,000 and more each month. Do consider the benefits of making the true commitment to learning how our successful clients have mastered modern networking to 10x their client attraction. Do stop ignoring the digital changes that are affecting your business and can cause setbacks or even obsolescence. Today you have to focus because today it's like being in a meteor storm from online noise and advertising. It's nonstop, it's relentless, and it's very difficult to stay focused. We're going to help you. I'm inviting you to make a conscious decision. Are you going to master 10x client attraction or choose not to? And of course, to become a VIP influencer, and that's an okay decision if that's what you want. But at least make it a conscious decision. I didn't create the digital shifts that the business world is going through. I just observe them and report them to help you decide about them for yourself. So please, at least decide to decide. It's important to decide because the more important that the work you do is to the world, the more important it is that it make enough money to grow so you can help more people. The good news, I want to help you avoid mistakes. I'm going to be sharing some of the do's as I've been, and also some of the don'ts so you can avoid embarrassing mistakes. Already, you're probably not doing all of the don'ts, but you're probably not doing all of the new or important do's of 10x networking either. So I want to share some mistake avoidance cures that can fix things fast for you the moment you see and recognize the new opportunities. You are likely already on your way to recognize who your ideal clients are and how you can establish immediate rapport with them through a simple conversation. We've compiled some of the best practices in your networking to 10x it with new recognitions. Becoming a 6 and even 7-figure transformational leader when I started was almost unheard of back in the day. But I've always been a step ahead of my competitors to become 10x ahead in terms of results. Today, candidly, I live and work in an affluent neighborhood in the city of Lafayette, California, where I built a 3,000 square foot office building on the same property as my house. My wife of 40 years, Nancy, and I raised 3 extraordinary children, and I've helped thousands of clients over the last decade. We're fortunate enough to take 15 family members down to Costa Rica where we all celebrated happily together. Now, one secret I've learned from all of my interviews with the top entrepreneurs in the world, they all taught me that the media played a key role in their financial success. I know that when thought leaders can gain high enough visibility to get found, get heard, and get hired, that I will have helped more and more people to survive and thrive in the immediate future. And networking begets more networking results. I believe that training the trainers and coaches, especially those who are heart-balanced leaders, to attract enough new clients to make 10 times more impact. And as a reminder, I'm proud to report that my clients have earned hundreds of millions of dollars using the networking and collaboration things they learned from me and my team of experts. Nobody does networking alone. So there are a lot of people here getting the training and high visibility connections they need today. But it has not always been a smooth ride. After a long and successful career in broadcasting, advertising, and marketing, between 2018 and 2010, I lost a lot, including my health and my ad agency. Long story short, after a year in a chair, I regained my health following 2 very serious operations that worked and got me back on my feet, thank God. Learning curve. When I tried to relaunch my agency using the same advertising and marketing techniques I'd been using for years, I learned a big fat lesson. I learned the world of advertising and marketing had shifted dramatically while I was out of it. I learned that people were struggling more than ever to find new clients. Suddenly, I learned that I knew nothing about the new ways of getting new clients despite my own 30 years of media marketing experience. I remember wondering, Mike, can an old dog learn new tricks? And that's when I decided I could use all of my traditional media marketing experience and storytelling and the corporate networking I did and shift it to work on a local level for entrepreneurs and small business leaders. Many desperately need help. This was the moment when I realized I couldn't quit. Because if I'm struggling with all of my experience, I need to find the new ways that will best help others get new clients. And that's what I've been focused on for the last 5 years. I knew I was meant to do this work. I knew I was a good broadcaster. I knew I was a good interviewer, a good media marketing mentor of people who loved working with me for many years. But at that time, I felt the pain when I could no longer get found, get heard, and get hired. I had to decide if I was going to give up on the work I love doing and just retire. I made the decision to follow my dream no matter what. I decided to make my new business my own personal magnum opus and bring the best of everything that I learned over the past decades to my new quest no matter what. And I hope you can do that too. So I went back to my documentary research mindset that I was trained in at NBC in New York and ended up winning 2 Peabody Awards for it. I interviewed dozens, if not hundreds, of new media marketing mentors. And I kept learning more of the do's and don'ts until one day the clouds parted and finally I gained clarity. And as some of my close friends will tell you, that's how I finally discovered how entrepreneurs and business leaders can get new clients and take a quantum leap at the same time and 10x their client attraction and enrollment with high visibility cross-group networking solutions, the ones I created and have been sharing with you today. Here was my problem. All my years of networking experience back then had been corporate, trade show networking, and media marketing conferences. Frankly, I thought I could simply do the same thing at networking mixers. But I remember going and feeling absolutely like a fish out of water, and I tried to explain my experience, but they seemed to look right through me. Even with all of my experience, my insecurities hit me like a ton of bricks. I felt like an imposter at mixers, which made it very hard to even go. But I went to every networking event that I could and met people and followed up. I was determined to make this work and find the right networking balance. Even throughout the first months of making the shift to reposition me in this new marketplace, it was not going well at all. But I knew that with networking, you eventually find the right person or friends who can help make it work. Then, after a while, there's always a moment when you meet enough people that everything connects. In my case, that's when you get some divine inspiration that combined everything I'd learned over the past 30 years into high visibility, cross-group networking, and speed networking to get more clients by making more friends in commerce. It was like a simple 1, 2, 3 way of looking at the way human beings have learned to work out physically. It's also important to do this. Remember, small business survival and thrivability is about remaining the fittest marketer. It's survival of the fittest. And one bit of advice, don't forget to look up. Because even if a competitor is eating your lunch, you can take a quantum leap right over them. And this is a bit of a stern warning or tough love. Don't let your vision be limited by fear or even your current circumstances. You have to ask yourself, are you motivated to avoid pain or to gain pleasure? I totally believe in the law of attraction. So do you use video with your networking? Video networking can 10x the law of attraction. And Bob Proctor himself assured me that video can 10x your abundance with the law of attraction. Most importantly, do create clarity in your short, positive introduction and your vision. That's why I'm making this offer of a free networking interview that I've used for decades to interview you and help both of us understand each other. I'll learn more about you, but I can also help you learn more about yourself and your offer. That's why I love to customize programs. Together we can do this. It's very important. I can help you understand how to believe you have what it takes. Not believing in your true value is one of the biggest don'ts that you should immediately dismiss. Here's a big one. Don't believe that people can't afford your offer. Show your value and they'll buy it. That's part of what this interview will do for you. And please never think I'm not good enough yet to charge what you want to earn. When you learn how to become resourceful, your life will find the resources you need. And please don't keep struggling with the belief that you don't have the friends or the money that you need. That's the essence of networking. Do ask yourself this question. Would you rather have resources or would you rather be resourceful? Do become resourceful. And networking is a great way to become resourceful. When you become resourceful, you attract the resources you need. And that's one of the reasons I'm saying network with VIP influencers, especially media companies. Personally, I love to choose to look at life as my own adventure story. You can choose to make a true commitment to survive and thrive. What's the difference between a commitment and a true commitment? Well, as one of my mentors taught me, when you make a true commitment, you are already successful, because that's when you will do whatever it takes to become successful and achieve your goals. So the right question may be, ask yourself this question: why can't I? Or ask this question, especially in networking: how can I? Especially don't rely on friends and family or people who are new in business and haven't learned the art and science of client attraction networking. I made that mistake myself. Well-meaning friends, and I kept struggling thinking I still don't have it. But the real test, the only test, is the market. Test, observe, adjust, expand. Find a mentor who's been there and done that and has seen the mountaintop that you want to reach. And understand resistance. Resistance issues are going to come up in your life. When you're trying to do something super spiritual or something really important or really good for the world, that's when resistance will come up. And I do recommend you find the book, The War of Art. It talks about resistance. It happens to all of us. I believe I personally may have had more mentors than anybody else on the planet, because that's what I did in broadcasting. I interviewed the most successful entrepreneurs and business professionals on the planet, hundreds of them. Everyone served as a mentor to me because that's what I interviewed them about. Do have a client enrollment process that is mindset balanced and effective. Get your client attraction mindset phone to ring. Don't spam people, even though you're in person at networking events. Some people call that sliming. Do find the comfort zone balance between the hard selling people and the got no sales people. I needed a mentor myself. I needed coaches myself. Ask yourself, would you consider hiring a coach, or do you already have balance? And I have to ask you a simple question. Would you like to get started? If you would, I'd be honored if you would be interested in working with me, or at least talking with me to go through the interview process so we can learn more about each other. Would you like to have another conversation, but this time one-to-one? Don't make the mistake of lacking confidence in your rates and so charging too little. Show your fees confidently with this remedy. Test them, observe them, transform them, and expand them. Do observe this. If your pricing receives pushback, you have two options. One, lose confidence, give up, lower your rates, and work for less money. Or two, look up. Confidently give yourself a raise by doing the transformational work to gain the confidence you need to charge more. And do have confidence that you can transform your clients into resourceful human beings who can handle your rates. Give yourself more than one chance at the plate. When my common sense finally kicked in, I could see the forest for the trees. They were right in front of me. New prospects weren't hiding. They were all around me. They were attending networking events just like I was doing. But I needed to learn the networking ropes, to stop trying too hard and rushing to failure when I could take my time to success. There's an old saying in the game of soccer. If you get a yellow card penalty, it means you're trying hard. If you get a red card penalty, it means you're trying too hard. That's when I decided I needed to start working with the best networking coaches I could find. I not only wanted to learn from the best networking trainers, I started to work with the best of the best who had trained the trainers of entrepreneurs and business leaders who were earning hundreds of thousands of dollars and even millions of dollars from networking. Duh, I needed to know that. So of course I wanted to learn how to do it right. Now, I've always loved networking, but I was doing networking at trade shows. I wanted to learn how to do it properly in my own community, because I also knew there were a lot of people who were struggling, like Nicole Coble was before she got her training, learned the networking ropes. There are many people who are still making embarrassing mistakes, and so they're terrified of networking because they don't know how to do it. So that's when my mission became to help entrepreneurs and business leaders learn the do's and don'ts of networking, so they too could learn to love it, use it to attract and enroll new clients into their businesses. Today, I hope I'm assuring people that networking can be the biggest financial gain for your business in 2020 if you learn to do it patiently and build a solid foundation. Like Gail Goldie, another of our Dream Team clients. When I ask her if she is still networking today after getting our training.
Oh, sure. I was at 3 networking events today.
And tell me about financially. How has networking paid off for you financially?
Well, I would say that, my whole career is pretty much, since I got into advertising and such, it's all been through networking.
Over the years, it's probably been worth hundreds of thousands, if not millions, to you financially.
Yes, exactly.
I think that when people understand that, hey, it's like learning a sport or how to play an instrument. It's something you can learn. And once you learn that skill, it's almost like riding a bike. I don't think you forget it, and I think it'll always serve you.
Oh, I would most certainly agree with that. I will tell you, we all know that it's a struggle out there on a lot of days. And one thing that you have to remember is that the people that you make your contacts with, you learn quickly, and you have to do it through your patience, because you have to sit back and wait, because you have to find out whether or not the person that you're talking to is going to be around. Are they going to be around in a year? Are they going to be around in 2 years? Because one of the things that I do is like I said, I belong to a networking group that's been in business for 25 years. We have many members that have been in the group for 25 years. And the reason that I joined that group, Mike, was because when I joined that group, there wasn't anyone that I could look to sell. I belonged to that group so that I could be a good reference for my professionals who ask me, Gail, who would you go to? Who do you recommend? That's the important part of networking, is when someone asks you for a referral, you know that you're giving them a top-notch referral. So when you're starting out, you have to develop these personal relationships, and you'll see who is going to be around, who's reliable, who's dependable, who's a direct reflection of the way that you conduct your business.
There you go. That's why I love nothing better than interviewing our clients about even their small networking successes, because that's how they become big networking successes and networking influencers. Okay, so what do I mean by simple networking done right? Well, first of all, simple networking done wrong is going to a mixer and hang out by the food table. Okay. But simple networking done right will blow your mind about what you have been missing, but also put your mind at ease about having a sure-footed client attraction and client enrollment process that will work in the short term and long term over time. Now, first, we need to focus on giving your simple business networking the traction you need in order to gain your principal income, which can grow exponentially. Let me cover a few key points. Number one is the importance of digging deeper in networking than, a scattershot networking at chamber mixers approach. It just doesn't work. Don't go to mixers with your old-fashioned elevator pitch and just spam people live or slime them. That will turn them off forever. So avoid using the old elevator pitch approach. Begin the fun and exciting process of building genuine and invaluable friendships in commerce. Learn how to turn friendships into commerce into raving fans in commerce who can't wait to tell their friends about you. People love to tell other people about great things, a great restaurant, a great this or great that. You want to learn how to get people so excited about introducing their friends to you. Now, at our upcoming workshop with Veronica, you'll learn how to get clients by attending other events and inviting other people to go with you, or starting coffee shop networking events of your own and learning the secrets of running them. The Dream Team networking principle is to understand that the one thing every single person that you meet at a networking meeting has in common with you is an interest in networking and learning how to do it better. That's why they went. Like you, they too need new clients. And you can assume, as we do, that they wish to make networking work as well for them as it is for our clients. Wouldn't you love to have networking work this well for you? Invite people that you meet at networking events to attend other networking events to start building a new friendship. People love to be invited to something because you like them. Learn how to network like a pro. Because, folks, the only difference between amateurs and professionals, amateurs don't get paid for their efforts because they're not good enough. If you're going to a mixer, make sure you're doing networking at a high enough level to make it pay off for you. And as you can hear, there is so much money to be made with simple networking done right that it's important to understand, because networking is about people. You cannot learn simple networking done right at networking mixers. That's the only thing you can learn there, is that you're probably not doing it right. You want to learn how to do simple networking done right before you go to mixers. Then test what you learn at the mixers, and then have a follow-up place to go where you can report on what happened, good or bad, so you can continue to learn from other friends in commerce how to do networking better. It's so important. That's the reason I put together the Networking Dream Team, because we have the experience and the skill to customize networking systems for virtually any size business, from entrepreneurs to business leaders. Another very important point for our audience is that networking is ideal. Even though I'm talking to many entrepreneurs, it's also ideal for business leaders. Like Fiverr.com, a big company. They're the freelancer online marketplace who wanted to build an audience and a freelancer community. So they asked me to help with their networking. So this is what Graham Clemmy of Fiverr.com had to say about working with me for about a year and the great success that we achieved together for Fiverr. Growing audiences of all sizes, from solo entrepreneurs who maybe want to start small, that's fine, to business leaders who are already big and want to grow bigger.
My name is Graham Clemmy, formerly a community programs manager at Fiverr, as well as public policy at Airbnb. When I was an executive community organizer at Fiverr, I worked closely with Mike Hayes and his team to speak at a number of colleges and universities across the Bay Area. We worked closely with chambers of commerce discussing policy strategies, implementation around the new economy. The work that we did with Mike Hayes and his team helped us establish not only a strong grassroots program, but it led us to partners like Sama School that helped us develop nationwide initiatives like the Digital Workforce Development Initiative that we wound up becoming a partnership with the cities of Kansas City and Memphis, Tennessee. We're really grateful for the work that they did. They're a valuable asset, I think, to any business, any team, and helping us sort of build a huge community here in the Bay Area of over 10,000 members. Mike is an incredible organizer and certainly somebody that could benefit any business. And I highly recommend getting involved with Mike.
Our dream team loves to grow communities offline and on. Folks, I understand gaining customization is a key. It's got to be a good fit for you. That's why Veronica Kolobab and I are holding a half-day networking workshop coming up for people who want to tap in to the networking wealth reserves, the ones that you've heard from our clients that are right under your feet. That's how close they are. They're just waiting for you to tap right into them in your own backyard.